It was just a really special weekend. This program is really all about the players. It always has been, and to see LeAntoine Luckett and Alex Hamilton go out the way they did was really special. In particular with Alex, him being here 4 years, having the type of career that he's had, his name will be in our individual record book for a very, very long time. And he's also the all-time wins leader. So to have a triple-double, have a win in front of his home crowd, really special.
He's kind of been the heart and soul of this team, hasn't
he? He has. He's the guy that's been here the longest. He's experienced so many things, and he's really led this team. We're a very young team when you look at the roster and you see what guys have experienced last year, and then really 3 of our subs coming off the bench every night are freshmen. So he's really mentored them. He's led them in a way to be very competitive, to play together, and I feel like we've gotten better all year long because of that leadership.
Seems like a lot of guys have really stepped up. I mean, you lost 3 pretty prevalent starters off last year's team. Still got 22 wins and still got this weekend to go. Just talk about how everybody has really stepped up.
Well, I think everybody has embraced their role, and that role has continued to increase as the season's gone on. And I'm also very proud of this team because of the injuries we've had. This last weekend, 3 of our starters from our games in November were not available. So it just goes to show the type of heart and soul that we have from our players to just keep trying to improve and stay together, and really proud of them for that.
Going back to Saturday's game, I noticed that Hamilton only had 6 points in the first half. The numbers overall very low, but in the second half he just burst out. What was kind of your plan in the locker room to get Alex the ball more in the second half?
Well, I think Alex has shown throughout many games this season he's required to do so many things: score, rebound, assist, steals. And there's some games where he's really adept at getting guys involved, and we had scoring from a lot of other players in the first half. And as the second half wore on, he was really aggressive with creating and getting to the basket because that's what was open. He's just a very intelligent player. We have the ball in his hands an awful lot, starting with the basketball. When Derek Jean comes in, we play him some off the ball, try to move him around and give the other team different looks. But he's a hard cover because he's so good with the basketball.
Talk about going into this weekend. You guys kind of control your own destiny for the number 2 seed in the Conference USA tournament. Just how important are these last 2 games?
Well, it's the beauty of conference races around the country. You have 1 week left in your regular season. There's so much still to be decided, and that's exciting. And our guys are excited about the opportunity. We know that we've got 2 really tough tests here on the road, beginning with Marshall. They're in second place. They're tied for second place as we are. They score the ball extremely well. They're coming off 2 hard losses on the road, so they'll be motivated and have a great crowd. So we've got to defend, we've got to play with great toughness, and we need to do it on a Thursday and a Saturday in 2 very good environments. So it's an exciting time, but we know we've got a tough test ahead, and we're preparing for it.
Diving more into Marshall, I know they're sort of one of the top teams in Conference USA in terms of offense. Who needs to step up on Saturday? Who in particular can stop Marshall's or the Herd's thunderous offense?
Well, it's going to have to be a collective effort defensively. They are the number 1 offensive team in the league, both in scoring numbers overall and in their efficiency. They make 11 threes a game, and they they're 5th in the country in 2-point field goal percentage. So they've got that inside-outside mix in how they play, and it's going to have to be a collective effort. It's not going to be one guy because they have so many weapons. And we're going to have to mix up defenses. We're going to have to adjust to tempo. We're going to have to try to keep them on their heels a little bit and know that every time that shot goes up, if it misses, we've got to get that rebound. We can't give them second chances.
Do your players realize the importance? This is pretty much the Super Bowl for Conference USA. Do your players realize the importance of this game, how this is unlike any other game this season because Marshall is that top team in Conference USA?
We really talk mostly about the process of just getting better and better, that every game counts as one. This game means just as much as any other game. It is the end of the season, so there are different implications in play for conference tournament seeding, but our guys are well aware of where we are in the standings. In the world of smartphones and Twitter and everything else, it's impossible not to know. But we've just tried to get them to focus in on what we need to do to improve as a team today in practice and what we need to do as a collective unit to be successful on Thursday.
It's pretty obvious that 3 is going to be a huge shooting so many, and then your team being the #1 3-point percentage defense. Aside from threes, what do you feel like some of the other key areas are as far as determining what the outcome's going to be?
We need to take away their easy 2-point field goals. They're very good in transition. They fly up the floor, and then they run some actions where their 4 and 5 are really like small forwards, and they'll slip to the basket, and their guards will just throw it up to the rim. They get a lot of dunks, and we've got to really shore up our penetration protections and not let them get those easy baskets, because like I said, they shoot so many threes. If you just try to cue on that, then they're going to get those easy 2-point field goals, and that's what they've done all year long.
Now, Western Kentucky, they aren't necessarily lighting up the Conference USA so far this season, but it's a road game. It is a Conference USA road game regardless. It's going to be a tough test, right?
No question. Western Kentucky has a great home environment. They're very difficult to play there. They beat UAB there at Western Kentucky. They've played a lot of very close games there. They're a program with a lot of tradition, a lot of pride, and I know that they're going to be well prepared and ready to play any type of game. I've not really dived into so much of what they do exactly. I've seen them on tape through like opponents, but they're very tough, they're very physical, and they're going to compete.
And who needs to step up in that game, in your opinion?
I'm sorry?
Who needs to step up? Well, what does Western Kentucky do so well, and who do you think needs to step up to stop their offense?
Well, they're a strong defensive team, and they got a lot of weapons. They've got a young man in Justin Johnson who scores it well inside. He's a strong rebounder. They've got a lot of balance on their team with Crosby from 3 and just different guys. They've got a lot of size as well, but they play a very tough, hard-nosed, physical style. So, again, the challenges in our league when you play Thursday, Saturday on the road with the travel on Friday is you got to be geared up and highly energetic regardless of the outcome on Thursday to be ready to play on Saturday.
How important is it, and I know this is another week away, but how important is it to get the double bye going into the conference tournament?
It's something that everybody strives for, to have to play one less game to win your conference tournament. It certainly can be done to play 4 games in a row, win 4 games in a row, but the odds are that 3 are better. But again, we haven't talked at all about that with our team and really with our staff. We've really just driven to be good on Thursday and good in practice today. But there's no question, I think being a top 4 team in the league says a lot about what kind of season you had and about what kind of conference tournament you may be able to have as well.